playing engaged supporters. Talk about the Galio, the Nautilus as well, and that Ornn. But this time we'll be playing more the range bod. So there we have Tonte. Well, CKT lucking in the Gwen this time around, and the Vi to respond with. So it's a mixed bag of bans here for TD that they're going to continue on with the Ambessate. It's all pocket picks banned away.
It's always a mix. It's always a mixed bag whenever you lock in a solo laner, because here in Wild Rift, either your first natural instinct is to put that Gwen something like in the Baron lane, but as we have seen, we have gotten these laners into the mid lane as well, so this pick could very well be for Helios instead, but at least Turkish Delights are going to rely on that Vi. The champion that Bambi had a stellar start on in their very first game over on Stage 2 in Stream B. Couple bans have flown out though. Set and Bessa taken off the table from the Baron side of the map, as well as Ezreal and Lissandra, as you flagged here, Datum. That is one strong source of magic damage and lockdown that is taken away. What do Turkish Delights want to look for next?
Might be looking for an Orianna angle here at this point. I mean, it does vibe well with the initiation that they already have in front of the Vi and the Nautilus. The Senna is what they prioritize here, Stuart.
Oh, Zine. I mean, he was saying, he basically said to me, he was like, what pick should I go for? What should I do? How can I carry? And I did say to him, Senna. Senna is the one.
Oh my god.
Senna can be the one. But honestly, like, Senna has received a lot of really huge buffs recently, and Zine as a player is one of the most experienced on the roster with Bambi, so if you can put on a carry as Zed. That's Zed. No, he said side lane.
Yeah, I mean,
that
could be Zed's for Helios, right?
Yeah,
I mean, Gwen, Jarvan, Zed, Lucian, Bard. That makes sense, but I mean, technically, it could be Zed jungle for time lapse too, because Zed has been performing really well in the jungle. The recent buffs gave him a stronger early game, which allows him to scrap better before he scales into that later stage as just a reliable one-shot assassin. Turkish Delights, what is your answer?
Orianna.
It's the Orianna for Paciencia. Here we go, Stuart. His pocket pick has finally made it to Wild Rift.
Yeah, I think this is going to be very interesting because they do have a lot of AP damage. I'm a little bit worried on the AD damage side of Turkish Delights because Senna, of course, not a traditional AD carry. It does take quite a while for the auto attacks to go off. And Vi usually goes for a more tankier version of the build, going for like the Zeke's Convergence, going for more tankier items. So I'm a little bit worried on the AD damage side of Turkish Delight, but there's a lot of engage and a lot of playmaking potential for Turkish Delight to be able to go toe-to-toe against Chickmate.
I'm not too worried about that actually, Stuart, because you take a look at the roster of Chickmate in general, there's not necessarily a full-on tank in the roster. Yes, you got the Jarvan for a bit of tankiness, but other than that, don't really have the beefy frontline in the form of something like an Ornn, for example. So, not too worried about the variety of damage so far. What I'm worried of is that execution. They've got huge ultimates in their roster. Can TD pull up these big team fights?
I know you said a lot of valuable information right there, Datum, but I was just looking at Helios's grinning face now that he's got his hands on the Zed pick. We saw this guy pull out the Zed back in Icons over on RRQ, and he was able to make miracles happen, pushing RRQ to a top 8 finish. It is now time for Team Chickmate to continue their long win streak here on day 2 of Wild Round Smash.
Yeah, I think for Turkish Delight, they want to play spoiler season really for the Philippines. They know that if they take this game from them, then for the Philippines it can be quite difficult because again, as we mentioned, they've not played against the WRRK yet. That will be the last game on the A stream after a few more games that we get to see here. And if they're able to Turkish Delight pull off a miracle here, then it could make the group stage very interesting to see who are the top 2 to go through to tomorrow's final.
And I just want to say, it's still so funny to me that Scene was like, hey Stuart, what should I play? Senna. Okay.
They've been practicing it. I'm just saying, they've been practicing it. Zine feels pretty comfortable in this pick. So
all right then.
I have a lot of confidence that Zine can be more of a carry, but we'll have to wait and see because this is a very difficult matchup to try and put this.
See, the thing with the Senna is, right, it takes just an insane amount of time before it gets remotely relevant in the game. So it's going to be hard to imagine how they're going to get to that point without getting taken down, especially in the face of tactical on the Lucian and Rox on the Bard. Mind you, the first time we're going to be seeing today Rox on the Enchanter support that does have a very solid early game too.
The damage potential is insane to see how much you can do in the early stages, and if you can go toe-to-toe against that Senna, against that Nautilus, of course, we'll be playing the quote-unquote fasting Senna, so it's more of the supportive style for the Senna, and Nautilus is going to be the one farming, so you get that bit of tankiness at the front line still, but also at the same time, you get that little bit of damage. Helios looks to go in, uses Ignite as well, just looking to push away Barris G there.
You can already tell that Helios was just trying to test Barris on that Orion to see if he could get a leg up on the early laning phase, as Paciencia actually took the Rumble instead over into the Baron lane on the top side of the map. Tactical and Rox keeping it locked down on the bottom side of the map. Rox kind of loomed over to see if he could assist with the invade.
Time-lapse.
As Time-lapse is looking top lane, level 4, not level 5 quite yet.
Just hit it.
That's the lockdown with the Cataclysm, goes back out, but he's forced to run away as Paciencia was trying to flash after him and look for first blood.
Yeah, actually, Paciencia with a good job there, but he's not done splitting flames.
Wait, his jungler just left him. Tante!
Yeah.
Is he in trouble?
Yeah.
Oh, boy!
Wait,
Oh, Tante survives! He's gonna turn around for 1v2! Tante! What was that, brother?
Oh no, I don't understand what's happening. Time-lapse with the recall, but Tante with a 1v2. Not sure what happened there, Stuart.
I mean, it was just failed tower dive after failed tower dive. Originally, it was Time-lapse trying to jump in, trying to punish the Rumble for only being level 4. That didn't work out, unfortunately. We see the later part of the replay here. Rumble doing really well at trading here.
Yeah.
You get the overheat, you get all the other abilities. Orianna trying the best, but the problem is here, Rumble overheats after this, and he's trying to auto-attack, but actually walks away. That split second that he walks away, he can trade 1-for-1 there, but him turning away there and not committing to that play was really important.
And Barris couldn't do anything either because he roamed just as he ran out of mana. They couldn't hit him. And remember, the Rumble was overheating too, so they didn't have any abilities, which is why they weren't able to take down Tante. And it resulted in disasters too.
The precise timing on the miss allowed Tante to either be immune to any range damage outside of that circle, forcing Paciencia and Barris to either say, we have to take turret shots to walk up in order to finish him off, or we just walk away and drop the play. The fact that they couldn't commit to either decision made them pretty much in an awkward position where they were in no man's land, and that just ended up being worse for wear. Team Chickmit getting the first 2 kills of the game.
Bombi setting up something here on the top side, looking to take a little bit of damage onto Tante.
Bambi is back once again. Cease and desist right on top with the equalizer. Good combo there. Flamespitter trying to spit down Tante's health bar, but a global ultimate even seen with the Dawning Shadow was trying to assist there on the play, but Tante's Gwen is not going down anytime soon.
They can't shut him down right now. Every single time they try and go for engage, Gwen just uses her second ability, and there's nothing you could do. She gets so much extra armor and magic resist. She gains the extra resistance that makes it so difficult. And because Bambi was in that top side for so long, basically wasting time, Time-lapse saw his opportunity and went for the invade instead, but Bambi also looking for an invade, but this Gwen is so difficult to shut down.
Yeah.
Tante is on the aggressive now, forcing Bambi to vault break over the wall. Paciencia, can he turn it around with another flame spitter cast going here? But Helios is about to turn the tides of battle. The death mark pops Bambi where he stands. Barris already fell somewhere else on this other side of the map. At the very least, Turkish Delights able to finally bring Tante down a second time, but it's Team Chickmit that continues with the lead.
It's a 2-for-1 for Chickmit, but I can't help but feel like that is not worth it for Turkish Delights. Almost a 3,000 gold lead as we head into the 5-minute mark. A minute left until our next objectives do spawn up. I can't help but wonder, where is Time-lapse going to prioritize this free space? He's got so much.
And the thing is right now, because Bambi is focusing so much on ganking, on trying to get his lanes ahead, Time-lapse has just been able to farm over and over again. He took so much of the camps away from Bambi because he both the junglers prioritizing on the top side is something that we're going to keep on seeing.
Paciencia in a world of trouble. Bambi tries to get in. The equalizer comes down. Dawning Shadow aids with a little bit of healing. Bambi tries to flash away. Waits for another ball break. The shockwave is going to bring them back in. Decent burst damage from Barris, but Bambi still falls to the power of Team Chickmit.
Beautiful shockwave from Barris, but just they don't have enough damage here. It's falling apart, the team fights, but now is just when the objective spawns. Big ults out for the count for TD. but Chickmit are ready to pounce.
Yeah, Jarvan deciding to go back to base. It's actually running towards
Oh,
Dragon.
Helios,
interestingly.
wow, he's dashing, dancing, the Shadow Clone Jutsu all over the place. Barris will not fall just yet. Creed
Nice flash.
flashing over, and Helios is forced to use his own as well.
Interesting enough, it actually seems like Chickmit is actually focusing towards the Dragon. You can see Bambi just racing straight towards that ensemble, but I think they might be a little bit too slow. We could be seeing the next fight Rafa right here as Bambi looks to try and secure this Herald.
Ensemble almost ready for the taking, but the Tempered Fate from Rox is going to
Oh,
stall
Rox.
for time! They eliminate Bambi in the blink of an eye and say thank you very much for the leech. The Ensemble secured for the Filipino squad.
And it's Rox again to make the play. Perfect timing on the Tempered Fate, but they're not done.
Ensemble's gonna crash, deal some decent damage, brings it to below 1000 HP. The rest of Team Chickmit trying to burst down the turret as fast as possible for first break, and there it is, the first turret falls, and that's the momentum swinging favorably for Team Chickmit.
Beautiful again for Rox. We saw him on the last game. This is a completely different pick this time around, but he's showing that he is the playmaker on this roster. Helios and Timelapse also performing very well, but Gwen has the true damage to get through this tankiness.
Equalizer at the ready, but Tonti doesn't give a damn. He's the one that snips Paciencia down to size, and here comes the rest of the Filipino squad. Look at Helios go! Going for Barris into the backline, forcing him to flash and use the exhaust. Helios doesn't find another kill, but the damage has been done. The pressure is being felt everywhere, and it's overwhelming in spades. Turkish Delight lose out on scene as it's Tactical that guns him down with double Uzi action.
And when the smoke is cleared out, emerges CKT with an 8,000 gold lead. We haven't even hit the 8-minute mark yet, too.
No, I mean, it's absolute domination, really, for the Filipino roster. We haven't spoken about Tactical too much. He's just 5-0 casually. He's just been chilling, he's been farming, he hasn't really been able to do too much in terms of proactivity, but he's there to clean up the fights, and it just shows the power of this Lucian pick. If you can get them two early game dominant champions like the Bard and the Lucian, it makes it very difficult, because every time you try and go for these early skirmishes, these champions are just way too strong early on.
Exactly. There's just not enough damage going on. I mean, you talk about that earlier game as well. Oh, wait.
Tempered Fate right on top of Barris, and it's just easy pickings for Team Chickmit as they advance to 9,000 gold over Turkish Delight.
Right at the edge of the O2, Rock still hits it. And that's what Barris G going down without a fight. And look at the individual goal differences between each player. It's at least 2,000 per.
There's not really much the Turkish Delight can do right now. They're just going to hope they can farm and hope they can scale. Rumble going for this more tankier build is what we've seen a lot over these past few days. Trying to do the damage. There is going to be ulti down from Bambi. Is it going to be enough to take down Rox?
Rox, one more auto tag, and Bambi's just going to flash forward to secure the final killing blow alongside Paciencia on the Rumble. That is Turkish Delight's 5th kill of the game, and one that was very much needed just for a little bit of extra gold to juice, but still, they're down almost 8,000 gold. The re-engage, Time-Lapse goes in with the Cataclysm. Helios already throws down the Death Spark, and down goes Barris! Immediately destroyed by the Filipino Hokage of Team Chickmit. That is Helios, showing why he is the superstar carry on this squad.
And 2 players down is all a Chickmit need. They don't even need the 5v5. Even without Tante, they will take the fight. 10k gold lead for Chickmit, Stu. And I think they can take whatever objective they want.
Oh, they could do whatever they want right now. They could just go into Turkish Delight's jungle. They could take on the objectives. You can see Rox just even farming the blue buff by himself, you know, as a support. He can just chill at the moment. Tactical might get a little bit caught though. Cease and desist does come down. But Rox is here to protect him.
Oh, but it's just not enough, Stuart.
And
Bambi cannot do it. And the Tempered Fate looking for the next target on the scene. He tries to flash away, but there's nowhere that you can run from Team Chickmit. It's Time-Lapse just continuing the chase. He's ready to burn down Flash. He knows that this game belongs to him. Here goes Helios over the wall looking for Barris. There's the Death Spark! Helios, Filipino Hokage, showing why he is sobrang superstar na.
Insane playmaker potential. They're not done yet. The calling comes through from Tactical, and they have so much damage. They're going in between 2 towers, Rafa, and they just all escape thanks to the portal as well. Chickmit just having fun in this game. They're just playing with absolute free hands. They're just like, yeah, we can do whatever we want.
Yeah, the attempts are getting desperate here from TD. Dragons are just falling like flies in the hands of Chickmit. And take a look at the items. You don't even need to. Just look at the numbers beside the icons of the champs. the differences between each player. Look at Helios, 3,000 ahead of the Rumble of Pacencia. And there's desperation in the air for TD.
Nearly a 12,000 staggering gold deficit that the Turkish Delight squad have to surmount. It seems near damn impossible, especially when you're staring down the barrel of multiple item spikes in advantage of Team Chickmit. They have full control of the top side red quadrant jungle, and they're just going to burn down this Baron before Turkish Delight have an answer.
The fight in bot lane.
Oh,
Helios
Helios off screen just kills Pacencia, and they are getting double map action very efficiently. This is the power of Team Chickmit.
And you take a look at that Baron take as well. It was so quick that Bambi had a clue that they were starting up the Baron, but they just didn't have enough time to rotate towards the top side. Baron secured. Tempered Fate used up.
Rocks.
Varus locked up as Rox is going on a magical journey of his own, dancing in front of Turkish Delight, but there's nothing that they can do about it.
Yeah.
They let him walk back into the safety of their own jungle.
I mean, he's playing the tank version of the Bard build as well, so he's not really doing that much damage, but he has so much tankiness that he can take these aggressive portals. There's nothing they can do about it,
Tante's
but
ignoring them.
Tante, 1 versus 2.
Cataclysm right on top of Pacencia, forcing him to flash away. Dawning Shadow will give a little bit of shielding back. That forces Time Lapse to get back over the wall. Bambi sends it onto a huge knockup into the back line. Multiple actions, multiple damage coming out. Here comes the culling, ripping apart Turkish Delights. They're forced to retreat into the safety of their base, but their inhibitor turrets are falling one after another. Team Chickmit showing the power of the Philippines right here in Saigon Riverside Park in Ho Chi Minh City. They will not drop a single beat. The Turkish Delight squad doing everything they can to defend the last parts of their nexus, but the Temper Fate locks him down for another kill. Helios goes legendary, and it's Team Chickmit that goes up 4-0.
5 games for Chickmit, undefeated. And if you thought the last game was quick, take a look at this one. We didn't even hit the 13-minute mark. Chickmit taking down Turkish Delights.
Perfect performance in the end. Just absolute perfection from Chickmit. Every single time they look to go for engage. Every single time they look to play proactive.
Yeah.
It was at that moment that they knew that they had the flashy plays. Rocks again on this Bard. Completely different pick of what we saw before. But the Tempered Fates hit time and time again. And then the flashy plays from Helios, showing why he's one of the best in Philippines.
And you know what, guys? We have finally arrived to that point in our story today where Team Chickmit, representing the Philippines here in Ho Chi Minh City, now on a collision course against the only other undefeated team here in our Creator Track single round robin, WRLK, representing